Mamaza kungi betengo we kumoyi ingumada takana. Okyo sokinu kibangase. Manuele ngando mushisamye. Manuele. Manuele.
Hey, all right. So I now on the line with a Mr. Junior Schmidt, who is a bachata dancer and instructor. You are from the Dominican Republic, but you
Right.
moved to the Netherlands at age 16. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir. Yes, sir.
You're also a barber. Um, so how are you doing today, Mr. Schmidt?
Doing good, man. Had a good night's sleep. I know this was coming up, so yeah, excited.
It's what is it, Sunday morning, right? Correct in the Netherlands?
Yeah, yeah. So
Sunday
what?
afternoon.
Sunday afternoon. Yeah, after 12.
Okay, sure enough, man. I said it earlier, man, but I really want to thank you for taking time out to talk to me, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. So, I think a great way to start this out, man, I would absolutely love to hear from you, man. Please tell me, what was your childhood like growing up in DR?
Well, man, I had everything a kid would want to, man. Like growing up in DR, my mom has seven sisters. I didn't have no much of a contact with my dad back then. Now we do, but back then, I was a little kid that got what he wanted. I'm the youngest of three from I have a brother and sister from my mom's side, and growing up was fun. We did everything we could outside, man. It was that was like the funnest thing about it. School was really a good time. Have made friends that I still have contact with, and yeah, it was pretty. I didn't have no rough time or really bad time in the DR. I loved my time over there. I learned so much, and especially like with music and dancing. I started my first steps dancing bachata or merengue or something like that. Were the Sundays that my all my aunties were cleaning the house, and afterwards when they like mop the floor and they were waiting on it to get dry. That's when they put on some bachata, and they started. I remember they started asking me and my cousins, like, come on, come dance. And I liked it, but I didn't want it to say it because all my cousins were like, hey, dude, come on, let's go play outside. Let's go play this. You're not gonna dance with the girls, right? You're not gonna dance. But I kind of liked it, and I always. But at one point, I was like, okay, I have to make an excuse so I can still dance with my sisters and my aunts. And so I told him, I'll dance, but if you give me money, I'll if you give me 5 pesos or something like that, then I'm good. So that's the excuse I use for my cousins to say, hey guys, but they're paying me, so you go ahead and play. I'll be right there. And I remember my aunties were like, yeah, I think you do like it, but you're saying that you don't. But yeah, I did like it, and I did have fun doing it and watching them, and it was a lovely time over there.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome, man.
Okay.
I'm curious, bro. Tell me this. How important was music in your household growing up?
It was all about music. I think from the moment we woke up, my grandfather was somebody that woke up with his radio on. He actually slept with his radio on with for the news or anything like that. So the first thing you hear in the when I woke up and had my breakfast before I went to school was like the national anthem playing on the radio, and then the bachatas, the new merengues, the new stuff coming out. There was always music. Even at school, we used to like sing a lot and play instruments, and yeah, it was really important. In the DR, you have that everywhere where you go. That something is going on with music or dancing. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, man. Um, so going a little ahead, I know you moved to the Netherlands at age 16. I want to ask you this, man. Looking back on it, can you tell me how did the Dominican Republic change between the time you were young to when you left? Did it change at all, or?
It changed drastically, man. It came to a point that I used to like when the first time I went back after I lived here a while. that I didn't like recognize stuff, but especially what people were telling me, you know, my aunts, my brother, that it really got dangerous at one point. That I wanted to go see my friends and the places I like walked to over there, but it wasn't possible, or that I can like, you know, like wearing a chain, you have to put it inside, and don't wear any expensive watches. People were getting like, you know, robbed for a phone. So it definitely changed the whole culture, and especially in Santiago, where I'm from, like criminality, yeah, gangs, that kind of stuff. It catched up real quick in that phase. So yeah, it definitely changed in a lot of ways. How I look at the my childhood over there, and how it is at the present, and how it was like 10 to 12 years ago. But yeah, it changed a lot, definitely.
I understand that, man. And so I'm curious. Was that like the reason? Was that the catalyst that made you and your family move, or what made you move?
Well, what made my mom move, especially because we follow her, was just looking for something better. You know, over there, like in every family, somebody has left to go get something better, and some stay close by Puerto Rico, the U.S. Um, so they can still like feel more at home, but some take it to another level and move to Europe or somewhere else. I think you have even got a lot of Dominican communities in Japan, but we everywhere, man, and the only thing we're doing is just looking for something new, for a good future, a place that we can, you know, have a good life for our kids, and don't be scared, or you know. So yeah, I think that's the main reason. A better life, more opportunities for me, for her. So yeah.
I understand that, man. I definitely understand. Looking for better opportunity, man.
Yeah.
I'm super curious to hear, man. Going from the Dominican Republic to the Netherlands sounds like a vast change in where you're at, man. So I'm very curious to hear it. Tell me about that first year. What was it like? Moving there. What was that whole transition period like? What was that like for you?
Life changing. I have to say, life changing. I was kind of I came to the Netherlands when it was like the start of the summer. I remember, and I was like, it's not so bad. You know, it rains a lot, but it's not so bad. It's not that cold, but that was my first view of things. Then I like walked into a wall with the language. I was like, damn, okay, Dutch. I never thought I could have like learned Dutch like how I speak now. If you were to tell me that 50 years ago, I would tell you, no, bro, you are completely wrong. I'm never going to learn that language. And also the people, the culture, you know, sometimes on Sundays or Saturdays, you will look outside and see like nobody, because everything happens inside, you know, they have a lot of places that you have to go inside. And I was more, yeah, used to a culture where everything is outside, all the fun things you do outside, you get to know people, and you walk by people's houses and say hello, and that's how you get to know them. And here, everybody is more of I'm doing my thing, and yeah, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna do my stuff, and then I'm gonna go to my sport. They got it all lined up. There's no room for, okay, I'm just gonna drop by somebody's place without an appointment, or without having to say that. Uh, the Dutch are really organized, and that's like almost completely the opposite of where I'm from. You know, everything happened spontaneously, and everybody was like, "Yo, I'm here, so what we're gonna do?" And over here is more of a close. People are a little closer than let's say Latino cultures, logically, but it's still that was the first year. It was hard. It was hard. It was really hard to be here and not to speak, not well. I mean, the language wasn't a really bad thing, because everybody here speaks English really well at a young age. but still the whole culture difference, the more quiet and the more I don't want. If I trust you, really, really trust you, then you're my friend. And over there, it's more of a, you get an opportunity, you get a chance, and then it all goes from there. But yeah, it was a rough year. I can't say, I can't lie about it. It was a rough year getting used to the whole system.
I understand that, man. Definitely, and I can only imagine how he's spoken with that English, that language barrier can be very intimidating, man. I'm curious, man. How do you say, I guess, my name is Junior Schmidt in Dutch?
Well, my name is, well, you can say it two ways. You can say my name is Junior Schmidt. That's the easy way. And you can say ik heet Junior Schmidt.
Shut up, man. So, would you consider yourself fluent now? Like, can you have a conversation?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of like, after I had, like, I don't know what it was, but it was like this click that I had, and that especially I think with basketball playing team sport helped me out a lot, because I put myself in a position that I was like really out of my comfort zone, and only with Dutch guys, so they were talking Dutch to me. And first, on practices, I only said yeah, and I followed, But at one point, when it got tricky, I had to pay attention, and I have to say those are my brothers for life, man. The guys that I came here and the first teams that I played, man, they're gonna be my friend. They're still my friends. I still hang out with them a lot, because they not only show me the Dutch ways, but they help me a lot with the language and getting used to how things are, and. Yeah, it was funny though, because if you hear them talking now, they're all like, "Man, I can't believe you speak like you do now." Because I remember you starting off, you would be like, "What?" So yeah,
That's awesome, man. Hablas español, sí?
sí, todavía, sí, sí.
Okay.
Con mi mamá no puedo de otra manera.
I mean, that's super impressive, man. You speak what, three languages now?
Yeah, luckily, man. Like,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it's really cool too, because you're always somewhere that somebody can speak one of the three, so it helps out a lot.
Man,
Yeah.
that's so cool. That's so cool, man. I tell you, my girl is Dominican, man, so I'm still trying to learn Spanish myself, man. But that's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you hit her with your que lo que and that kind of stuff now and then, right?
That's obvious. That's obvious. That's obvious.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, so you moved to the Netherlands, man. And you kind of spoken of what you said. Joining that basketball team would really help you. I guess pick up the language. They say the best way to learn a language is to move to that country, and just
Yeah,
immerse yourself in it. So I can see that and I understand that.
yeah. The younger the better, man. The younger the better. That's
Start
one
up,
thing.
man.
Like, because if I would have moved now here, it would have been kind of different. Especially, like, I tried like learning other languages, like for instance French, and I don't have the same like vision that I had back then. That I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus and I'm gonna learn this. Now it's a whole different stuff going on. That yeah, the younger the better.
I understand that, man. I understand that. So I
Yeah.
said you moved to the Netherlands, man. I'm curious. When you moved, were you still dancing at that time? Is there a dancing culture in the Netherlands at all, or?
You'd be surprised, bro. It's I was surprised myself, because the first time I used to like hang out only like I had Dominican friends here, and when they had a party, cumpleaños or something like that, you will dance a little bachata, a little merengue, but nothing much like how we do it over there. Really relaxed, chilling. Um, but then one day I remember this guy, Dutch guy, a friend of mine, took me to this place called Hemingway's on Friday nights. And I was like, the first thing I heard was a bachata. And I'm like, damn, they know this music over here? They know bachata? And they were like, man, you don't know nothing yet. And like 15 minutes after, I saw people dancing salsa, kizomba, merengue, bachata. And I was really surprised. I was like, whoa, this is even this, that's even here. And I was more of an ignorant person at that point about the whole dancing, because I thought, that's all they all like that's just choreography, you know. They teach somebody at home or classes, and then they come do it here. But I was really ignorant about it because once you dance, you understand more of how you can lead, of how you can do stuff with people you never danced before, and it all began to make sense to me. And that's when I started liking dancing a little more than I used to. But to be honest, I really never thought when I started dancing, taking like for instance salsa classes. I never thought I was going to give a class myself or teach myself dancing. Never with that idea.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what number you beat, man, but I think I'm easily in like 200 episodes now, man. And I say that to say, it's truly amazing the people I talk to, and salsa, bachata, how they're pretty much universal, man. They dance it everywhere, and it's
Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy too because like when you say they're dancing bachata in Israel or in Russia, you'd be like, but how? How is that even possible? And then you go to the DR and all you hear in the radio nowadays is a lot of reggaeton and dembow. So the culture even stays more alive internationally. The bachata culture and merengue, I think the international ways even enjoy it more than the Dominican at this point. Like for instance, for young Dominicans, and then not a lot dance. They just go out and have fun, but they don't the dancing part. They leave that for the dancers. And that's kind of crazy because here, like my friends, that some of them play basketball, some of them just hang out, and they were like, "Hey, man, I want to learn that. I want to learn what you do, how you do it. It's nice. It's nice to see. It's nice music. So, and I'm really proud to have that from my culture to like give more to people. It's yeah, it's a really
Nice.
good feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I definitely understand that. Um, I'm curious, man. So I know you are also a barber by trade. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah.
I'm curious, how did that come about?
Man, the funny thing about it is that started in the DR. And I used to hang out with two of my friends. And one of our hobbies, one of the things when we were not playing ball or playing around, the one thing we did was just sit out right outside of the barbershop and see how people came in and how they go out, And we were like, and blown, oh my God, you see how he went in, and oh, look how it now. And that was always a thing that I like. I love seeing people working as barbers and see. I love what they do. And at one point, I after I stopped playing ball, I didn't know like which way I had to go from there on. And I just like figured out, you know what, I'm gonna do something I really wanted to do all my whole life, and I see myself doing it forever because it's a nice craft. And I actually asked my old barber, Thomas Sykes. He gets the props on this one. He's a American, and he actually showed me. He started off with me. He learned me the basics of cutting hair, and yeah, that's how it all started out. After that, I moved on to another barbershop, and I've been working there since. It's yeah.
Okay, is that your your full time job? Or you a full time barber or?
Well, I work full time. Yeah, I work at a barbershop from Tuesdays to Saturdays during the day, and most of the times I got classes Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and workshops and stuff like that on the weekends.
So I'm curious, man. I gotta ask you, I guess how has COVID-19 affected your barbering?
Barbering, not so much. Well, we stopped. We did stop for eight eight 8 weeks or 9 weeks, I guess it was. Afterwards, the government here made decisions, and they thought it would be okay to start again. So I think it was the May 11th. or 16th that I started working again, and since then it's been the same. Nothing much. We do have a lot of other stuff that we got to take care of. Like if you've been sick or something like that, take care of yourself. But not much of a difference though.
I gotta ask, man. I don't know much about Europe at all. How has COVID-19 affected where you're at? You're in Holland, correct?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
in Holland in the north. It's a place called Groningen. Yeah, that's that Dutch, right? Groningen. Yeah. So over here, I have to say, not so much. We are last couple of weeks, it's been going not so well if you compare to before, but still stable. We're not worried about that is gonna. We haven't been, for instance, we haven't had a lockdown that you have to stay at home at all times. We had what they call a smart lockdown. So in some jobs, definitely couldn't work, but most of them could work. And but with all the other measures that people are taking now, but in this town especially, it hasn't been that big. Of course, you can't go out, you can't dance. The dance classes are uh, got canceled for a while. I started like 3 weeks ago giving dance classes again. Um, so you definitely have to adjust in a lot of ways, but it hasn't been that bad as if you compare it to the States or other places where it's like taking over, where people, definitely have changed everything.
Yeah, I definitely understand. So I'm in the military and I'm actually in Guam. I don't know if you know where that's at, near like Japan or Australia, near the Philippines. And
Yeah,
it was they had it on like the beginning of the year. They actually had it pretty much under control, and they
yeah,
tried to reopen, and things got worse. So they shut it down.
yeah,
And so then around, I got here in April. They shut it down, and then about a month ago, they started getting like 100 cases a day, so they had to shut it back down again. And so it's interesting to hear how the places are coping with this.
oh yeah. Because if you like compare Amsterdam to here, Amsterdam it has hit a little harder than here, but there's a lot more people in here. I think in this town where I live, maybe 150,000 people that live here. So it's not too big, but we have it, you can say, under control. It's more of a student town, and the only thing you don't see a lot, like you see normally, are international students that are here in college or doing classes. They do it from home now, I guess.
Okay, now I understand that, man. I understand that. I'm very curious, man. We kind of already spoke on it, man. But I guess I'm very curious. What made you decide to start teaching in Holland, teaching dance classes in Holland?
It actually wasn't, like I said, my idea to like give classes. Never. It was really funny because at one point I started, when I started taking salsa classes, I was like, okay, I like it. Now I'm going to go to parties, to dance parties, to see how it is. And I started dancing salsa at parties and stuff. But the funny thing was, when they put bachata on, people will stop dancing and will try to like check me out, or afterwards they will say, hey, do you give classes somewhere, or where did you learn, which school do you go to? Because that's what people normally ask. They see somebody dance real nice, they go, hey, so where do you take classes? And I'm like, well, my salsa classes, if you're talking about that, I always thought we were talking about my salsa. I was like, yeah, I learned. I got it going on now. And they were like, no, you're bachata. Where did you? I'm like, shit. Okay. But yeah, I never took bachata classes in my life. So at one point, me and my ex girlfriend, where I was back then, uh, we got asked if we could give classes. And at one point, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna kind of look around and see how it is. And I'm going to ask one of the guys that I know has one of the most experienced here dance teachers. to like let me see how he does it and explain to me how he does it. So there's a good friend of mine, Jorge Gomez, and he took me under his wing and told me gave me classes how I could teach, and I picked it up. And actually, what was funny about it is giving basketball practices also helped me out to explain some stuff that I like. For instance, your change of weight, your explosiveness, your shoulders, your hands, and when I first started doing it, I was like, man, I'm gonna mess this up for real. So, and my ex girlfriend, I thought she was gonna help me because she was the one that had a lot of experience dancing and taking classes and workshops, and she was the one looking at me like, you're the one who has to pick it up. So that put me in a spot that I was like, okay, they're expecting it from me, so I'm going to have to work hard, and it became an obsession, man. I was like late nights, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was still counting and doing stuff so I can, tell the students how they were supposed to do it. And what I never did was I didn't take it lightly. What I saw in a lot of teachers, and not because of them, but some of them teach only high levels. But what I saw in a lot of teachers is they let you see something and they expect that you can do it at that moment, because it's easy for them. But I never took lightly how hard it is for somebody to do something that's not in their motorique. Did I say it right? Or that is not in their normal flow of their body. It's even how you walk is really important of how you dance. So I took like little steps by teaching, and a lot of students of mine, they were like, "You're sure this is the first time you're giving classes? Yeah, is this something you don't normally do? Because you're very experienced. You give a lot of good tips that I haven't had in other schools or other things. But the only thing I did was I took it to not just zero, but -3, and from there I try to explain something that people thought, okay, I can live with that. I can do that a lot, and then we'll see how it goes. And actually paid off, because people that have started dancing with me 3 years ago when I started are still there and still saying they learned. So I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point.
I definitely understand that. I think you kind of highlight the fact that um, the ability to do a skill and the ability to teach are two different things.
Very different. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, just because you're able to do something doesn't make you a great teacher. So that's definitely a learned skill and something that you have to improve upon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, man. So and I guess I'm very curious to hear from you, man. You kind of spoke on it, but you know, uh, go elaborate more on the dancing scene in Holland. So you said you wanted to teach. Did you automatically start with like 10 students, or was did you have to start small and build big?
Start small. Yeah, yeah. I started small. I remember I got at one point. I told this guy that I was gonna give classes at his school, at his platform. He was trying to do a platform that he ran around and did a lot of styles. And I remember he said, "Okay, guys, I have a party, so you guys can give a workshop there, and hopefully people will like it and they will sign up for your classes." And I was scared. I was nervous, like I never been in my life for the first like a time, and it felt like that's why I compare it to like when I was playing basketball, like a really important game. It felt like that. It was like, damn, I have to be like the best. And well, at one point I started giving we came there and we were like, the first thing we were asking each other was like, damn, imagine there's like 2 or 3 people, for the workshop. But you know what? Even if there's 2 people, we're gonna make their night. We're gonna have so much nice stuff to do that they're gonna like it. So let's just go there and imagine there's only gonna be 2 people. It's gonna be all right. So they had like this small room for us and a big room for a salsa workshop that was gonna happen. And the only thing we did for the workshop was that we posted a little video of us dancing. And man, we came in there and we had to move from the small room to the big room because everybody came to our workshop. We were like 30 plus people, 35, I guess, and was really full for the place where we were at, just for starters. And then it got even fuller, and we were like, "Oh shit, okay, this is happening." And we gave the workshop went okay. Everybody liked it. A lot of people asking us and stuff. And when the first class came, we went in with the same thought. Doesn't matter if the three people or two, we're gonna make it happen. And the first class, we got like 25 students, and we were like, whoa, okay, so this is really cool. So it started all with one class in the week, 1 hour, and now we're doing 3 days, 6 hours, and all of our classes are nicely filled in. And it's been a roller coaster since that day, man. Everything happened like I thought small, and we worked it up. But you just have to see, when people see that you're about fun and that you're can learn that's the only thing you can do about it, and be modest and be yourself at all times.
I definitely understand that, man. I'm curious, man. Tell me this: what are some lessons that you learned dancing that you're able to translate to your everyday life?
Um, I think less is more. Uh, I think because a lot of people think the more they do when they're dancing, the better it is. And I just think the more you feel the dancing relaxed and you do what you think you can do at that moment, and not just thinking what everybody else is looking at, but that what you are thinking and how you are feeling, that you express that in your way. I think that you can put that in everyday life, because you can't, the people that matter, they're all good with you, and those that do like mind, well, they're not important. It's all about that. You're gonna be yourself at all ways, at all costs, and if you try to do something out of your comfort zone, and like try to impress people, that's when you get to a shaky point. Same in life. If I tell you I'm not just a barber, I'm a great dancer, I'm a great barber, and at one point you'll be like, yeah, I saw you dancing, but it's all right. But yeah, so I guess that's less is more. Less is more. That would be my kind of lesson that I take from dancing to my everyday life.
I understand that, man. I definitely understand that. I guess let's kind of make this transition to where we can maybe give some helpful advice to some dancers out there.
Okay.
So for someone who is a beginner in a
Yeah.
dance, matter of fact, not even just dancing, just a beginner, and in that beginner stage, whenever it may be,
Yeah.
but they feel like they're not getting better. They're stuck in this rut.
Mhm.
What words of wisdom, what advice could you give that person?
There's always that point that you think you're not getting better, because especially me, when I let that go, that I was like, okay, so this is it. Um, you just have to be at one point. If you want more, then just don't stop. So a lot of people stop when they think, shit, man, I don't see the difference. I'm not seeing it myself, and I'm not feeling. It doesn't look like he does it. It doesn't look like they do it. It doesn't look the same to me. But if you keep at it, at one point, you're not even going to notice, but other people are going to notice, and they're going to get at you and tell you, because that's how it all goes. I didn't think much of how I danced on a couple, like before. I thought, it was only going to be for me and the person I was with or dancing with. But at one point, other people thought it was nice, and I think um, don't take your basics too lightly. Um, Always keep at your basics. Um, for especially bachata, try to move your body without moving your feet. It's funny because a lot of people think that it's all about footwork. Never stop. Like I can dance without moving my feet in one spot, and I still will have a great time. And I wouldn't do nothing with my feet. It would all be shoulders, hips, control, flow. If you keep at your basics, doing that, you're gonna see that it all becomes naturally. You're not gonna have to think about stuff while dancing. It's just gonna happen. And once you get there, that it just happens. That's what you want, actually. That's what you need as a dancer, not to think. And when you don't think while dancing, that's when you're gonna see your progress. That's when everybody else is gonna see that, and when people will be like, "Dude, what? I didn't know you could dance like that, man." And then you're like, "Oh, I've been doing this for a while now, but now you notice. What did I did differently?" And that's when people are like, "How do you do that?" And you'll be like, "What did I just do? I don't even remember." That's when you get there, when you're feeling what you're doing yourself and not thinking, "Okay, let me do that step. I remember this step is coming and I feel that music now." No, you have to be in control of your body. For to practice, only practice with your whole upper body and connection. Try to make when you're dancing with somebody, try to make their night, not your night. That makes you a better dancer, and also and it comes a point that you're gonna surpass yourself, and you're not gonna even notice, because you're never gonna be like, okay, now I know this, I'm on another level. No, it's not never gonna be like that.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. Tell me this, man. If is there one common mistake that you see in your classes that you wish you could, rectify for everyone?
Um, Yeah, well, it's funny because I'm in Europe, so people are not used to moving their body that much as we as Latinos do, and are not used to our music, stuff like that. So for them, it's really something that they go beyond their comfort zone to do. So what I do see in a lot of like some of them professionals still is that their feet, their knees, when stepping on a step, they just take their knee too much above, and it looks like they're walking and stepping at one point. And I always tell my students to keep their feet as close to the ground as they can, and even not picking them up will help them, because it's not about it's stepping. It's about how you move, and it's not about your feet. It's about your whole body moving as your feet are going. One of the first things I do like teaching beginners is that I let them walk and stop, like bachata goes 1 2 3 and stop, and then you go 1 2 3. I let them walk in that way, so they get the feeling of it. But then I tell them, okay, so that's walking. Now we have to dance. And that's a different way, because you don't dance as you walk, and neither that you dance as you walk. So that's the main thing. So when it looks too stiff, that's one of the things you can't have, because then you think, oh, he's thinking about stuff. He's moving his body not at the right way. But you just gotta remind them they're just dancing. Is a little bit of moving it, relaxing, and once they get that, man, it's like a mind opening. Like, oh, dude, yes, okay, yes, and yeah, it always feels good to say that.
Of course, I definitely know that, man. Let me ask you this: for someone who is an intermediate dancer
Mhm.
and they want to get to that advanced level, what does it take for them?
Um, do other styles, um, other styles than what you're looking for, uh, and also learn to dance as a follower. If you're a man, learn to dance as a follower, because that's so important, man. I mean, I had at one point, I did it myself because I had to teach uh, in classes. And it's so important because then I knew what ladies felt at what point they had to feel something, or I put myself in their shoes and see like how they were feeling. And that's so important because once you can dance with a lot of ladies and you can actually make them move how you want them to move, where with them not to having so much experience, uh, that's the way you go from that. I'm going to go to class to I want to give classes or tell somebody how they can do that, and actually put your own how you say it, yeah, your own style to it. So at one point you can't be looking at everybody's video and doing that. No, you have to be your own self. You have to make your own ways, and maybe he does it that way, but you can do it in another way, and it looks different. So at one point, originality to get from that intermediate to that high level or master classes, you have to be able to feel comfortable in what you're doing and not what somebody else is doing. So what I'm saying is, be make your own self, make your own style the most important style there is, and believe in it. Stick with it. Because I mean, you when you want to know how many people have told me, dude, you don't do Dominicans. Junior, your bachata is different, bro, than the bachata we see over there, or the bachata that my all Dominican guys dance here. But they haven't shown me. I only ask them this: okay, show me how the real bachata is danced, and show me a video. And when they show me the video, I'm like, yeah, that's bachata also, but that's his style. So you can't say that this is not bachata, because this is also in the Dominican Republic. It's also somebody that gives classes, so it's also bachata. So everybody has their own style, and everybody will tell you not to do it one way. But there are a lot of people that are going to be like, wow, I like that. I like that kind of like how he dances. I like that. So it doesn't have to be too much. Less is more. So yeah, it's all about being yourself, taking yourself to another level, your own style.
Okay, okay. When I say the word musicality, what does that mean to you?
Everything, bro. Everything, everything. Whenever I hear music, uh, and I want to combine it with dancing, I want to actually just what I've heard a couple of people saying is, I saw your video and I didn't know what music we're playing, but I could read it how you were dancing, the steps you were doing, the things you were doing with your face, or how you were like, uh, and that I think there's no, you have to be able to make the artist that sung that song. You can be dancing like really exaggerated when he's singing about sadness, or so I want to take what he's saying, how the music sounds. For me, is musicality, like how I express that whole song, and that people say that everybody that watches understand what I'm doing with my body uh, because of the song, and not that I'm doing something with my body that does nothing to do with the song that's playing. So yeah, it's everything.
Musicality. Right, right, right. Maybe like let me ask you a follow up then. Since musicality is everything, how does one improve their musicality?
Um, all I have to say about that is because I wasn't a dancer my whole life. The only thing that worked for me was uh, listen more music and dance more. The more you get used to a certain tune, a certain melody, a certain way of how music builds up, then you get more to understand what's gonna come. If you heard songs before, then you definitely know what's coming, uh, uh, and I had a couple of good teachers that actually had an idea about how you can improve your musicality. But at the end of the day, the whole result is that you have to do it more, and that you have to dance and listen more. But what I do myself to what I did to improve that and still do it so now and then is that I put some music on and start to dance on a certain instrument. So the one time I take the bass, the one time I take the guitar, uh, the guira, and I kind of like do everything. Like for instance, the guitar, I can be more effective if I play it with my feet. For instance, if I do footwork with the guitar, or I use my hip with the bass, so it really smooth and then the guida with your shoulders. So then you have like a certain way of like reacting to some instruments that everywhere you hear it, I mean, the guida just goes, So once you hear that, you go, and that's always going to be all right. And if you know how the guitar is going to sound, then you can do your footwork to the guitar, or you can do your hips to the bass. And once you get that under control, once you hear a song, you'll be like, okay, so this part is going to come, and I know that I'm going to feel it this way. So I'm trying to do myself. I'm trying to dance with somebody because you can't forget you're dancing with somebody. Uh, I'm trying to dance with somebody, and she's intermediate or a beginner. I can't do too much with my feet because they're gonna lose it completely. So I do more with my hips, So I get to the bass more, and they see, and they can read it a lot better, or with your shoulders. But if you're dancing with somebody that's advanced, and then you can go wild and you can just feel it how you feel it, and there is all going to be all right. They even follow you at one point doing stuff that you were doing. That's what I have with my dance partner now. A lot of people think, oh, that's nice. Where did you practice it? She's a great dancer, and she just sees me doing it one time, and then she follows, and that's really funny about it because yeah, we that's why we click. She can follow me really fast.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's quite the skill too, bro. Let
Yeah.
me ask you this final question, bro, real quick. Give me one tip that can make anyone a better dancer immediately.
Immediately. Um, that's a hard one though. uh, I guess if you believe what you're doing is dope, nice, um, you're gonna make the people that you're dancing with also, even if they have their doubts, like, but yeah, but I mean, he did his thing. So I guess confidence uh, is one thing, man, that a lot of dancers lack on. I mean, professional dancers, of course, they've been dancing their whole life, but starters, people taking classes still. Um, the you have to be sure of what you're doing. You can't do nothing half-assed, even if you do it wrong. But you have to, if you're doing this move now, then you have to believe in it yourself. You have to be confident. I think confidence is the one thing is going to take you to the next level, and it's going to help you get through it all at one point, because there's going to be a lot of criticism. There's going to be a lots of ups. People are going to be like, damn, really cool, bro. And then you post something and people are going to be like, this looks like shit. You have to be confident that your stuff doesn't look like shit, that you like it, and that people also like what they're seeing. So you have to be really confident about what you're gonna do and how you're gonna dance, So your style, your confidence.
Yeah, that's 100% true, man. I've been dancing, for about 7, 8 years now, man, and you can visually see, and you've had those dances where you dance with someone who's confident and someone who lacks confidence. You could feel that in their dance. You can visually see it as well. So I
Yeah,
definitely understand that, man. I do.
yeah. And I mean, like for a follower, I get a lady, a follower, could be more of a less confident, because they're following somebody that they don't know maybe what they're going to do, so they're trying like to, but as a leader, as a man, uh, you're the one who can take that away. You have the first 10 to 30 seconds. You can take that away, or you can make her feel even more like, okay, this is not going to work out, uh, but that first 30 seconds, man, it's going to give you the lift you need to be like, okay, I'm killing this, I'm going to kill it. And it all starts when you want to dance, mommy, or you're like, should I have this dance? I'm not too good, but just so you know, I'm trying, once you say that, you're messing the whole thing up, because ladies are, all it's funny because I mean, women look at it differently than men do, because the ladies see a video and they go, "Wow, Ataka, that's the kind of guy I want to dance with," But it's not what he does that they're impressed on. It's how he dances with the lady, It's how he looks at her. It's how he's like, "Damn, girl, you're killing this." We're looking at his feet and at his hands and all that kind of stuff, but what makes him a really good dancer is he sells that moment. He takes you in that moment that you want to be her, and so I guess, yeah, that's really important. That to me, that's one of the first things I tell my students. Okay, you see me doing it once, twice, third time. You don't need to look at me anymore. You know what you're gonna do. You have to improve that yourself now. And that's a main thing.
I would say, man, both lead and follows, both jobs are difficult.
Yeah.
Um, but I just say this as a lead, in experience, man, for the leads, I think it's just a little bit more of a hurdle to jump in that initial stage, because you're leading it, right? You have to. If you can't lead it, she's not gonna follow it. So
Yeah.
it.
It is messed up, man. I mean, we have the toughest job. We have the tough. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's the toughest job, because you have to be three steps, yeah, running on front of your, the lead, and also the ladies start liking it when they see you're not thinking about what you're doing. You're just doing it, and you're doing stuff with musicality that they go, oh, damn, I didn't know the song was going like that, but I'm doing stuff to the song now because he's leading me like that. But so it's really difficult to get at that level. But the first things first, you have to lead nicely and smoothly, and think about them. A lot of guys just do stuff because they say, oh, I did this in class. I have to do it tonight. I have to do it tonight. And even though the song is not for it, even though they're dancing with a beginner, they're gonna try and do that tonight. And for a lady or a lead to follow something that they're never been followed before, that has to go on point right away. Otherwise, they'll be from that moment on, they're going to be not confident anymore. They're going to be like, that. So I'm dancing with this guy that's doing a lot of difficult stuff, and I can't follow. So he's not having a good time. So we're the ones who have to make sure that doesn't happen. So pick it up really nice and smooth, and when you see you have found each other, then you can try some difficult stuff and get more of your comfort zone and get her out of your comfort zone. I mean, nowadays you see a lot of sensual dancers. I dance strictly Dominican, and yeah, I mean, at one point I just put my hands up and they spin like 6 times. I thought of a way when I do that they don't spin 6 times, that they take it easy. And so once you get to that point that you're like, okay, if I do this, they're doing that. Okay, so I'm going to do this so they can do that. And then they start to understand my way of dancing, etc. So yeah, but we have a hard job, bro. No
You
doubt.
already know.
No doubt with
You
the
already know it. Um, Junior, man, I wanna at this point, man, I wanna really thank you, man, for taking time out to talk to me, bro. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
My pleasure. Me too, bro. I mean, I've been watching your Instagram, seeing what
Okay.
like amazing dancers you have interviewed. I'm really honored that yeah, that you saw me and thought, hey, I want to hear more about this guy. But really appreciate the opportunity, and of course, man, you're a cool guy, bro. So if you would have been around here, we would have hang out and have some bachata fun, no doubt. So,
Yeah, I'm with it, bro. I'm gonna make my way up there one day, bro. I'm with it,
yeah,
man.
man, if you're around, just yeah, let me know. Then we're definitely gonna do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bet. Real quick, man. Tell me this. Um, I know times are kind of crazy right now, man. But is there anything that you want to share? Any events that you have going on that you want to share with the people?
At the moment, not really. I'm going to be at the 25th of this month. I'm going to go to one of my colleagues, to Nanda Bachata. She's one of the backbones of bachata in Europe. Been doing a whole lot of work in Dominican Republic, and she actually asked me if I wanted to do some workshops with her. The 25th. It's in Brussels. And yeah, I'm gonna go and check it out over there. Really excited about that. I think it's my third time I've been in another country to do it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. But it's something small. It's not a no festival or anything. So yeah, but can't wait
So
how it turns out right, man. And yeah.
I understand that, man. I understand that. Tell me this real quick, man. How can people get in contact with you? How can they reach out to you?
Well, at the moment, I have strictly on social media the stuff that I do for dancing. So on my Instagram, they also can follow me and my partner, Junior and Gaetana, at Instagram and Facebook. And if you have any questions or you're interested in a workshop or something like that, just let us know. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Man, that's perfect, man. Like I said earlier, man, I want to thank you so much, Junior, man. Do you have any last words before we close out this episode, sir? Anything you want to share with the people?
I want to say, if you don't dance at the moment, try it out, give it a chance, get out of the comfort zone. Even these times, it helps your health in both ways, mentally and physically. So give dancing a chance. Stay safe, and anything you do it with confidence.
That is a perfect way to wrap up this episode of the Two Left Feet podcast, man. Thank you so much, Junior.
You too, bro. Appreciate it one more time the chance, and I hope to see you guys, or me and you, see you around even more. And yeah, we might have to do a challenge for you or something.
Ooh, okay. I'm with it, bro. Hey, thank you so much, Junior, man. Thank you, bro.
You too, bro. Have a good
Hey,
time, and thanks for calling me and having me, man.
hey, no doubt, bro. Take it easy, boss.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
Hey.
That's all it is.
Hey everyone, if you made it this far to all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much. My overall goal with making these interviews and these episodes is to give a voice to dancers, to give them a platform to speak their story. So if this is of value to anyone, then that means the world to me. My overall goal is to give value to the dance community. So, if you find no value in this, then I urge you to please let me know where I can improve on. I truly want to, just give value and content to the dance community. So, please let me know how I can improve, where I'm messing up, because to be 100% honest with you, I'm learning along the way as I do this. I truly am. So to be able to interact with the dance community, it means the world to me, because it gives me feedback and it lets me know what I'm doing right, where I can improve upon, what I'm doing wrong, which I feel like might be more important. So please, if you all could comment and just let me know what you think, it means the world to me, because that feedback just helps me improve. So please comment as well. Please like and subscribe. That means a lot as well. But I want to say thank you so much for just watching this, because it means the world to me. I want to take you on this journey of the Two Left Feet podcast. I'm very excited for it. So once again, thank you so much.